Hey guys, welcome back to slashff episode 5. We're here with, after what, week 3 of NALCS. Joining me today, usual guys, Michael and Will, but we also have John up in the upper right-hand corner. John, would you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I'm John. I also go by the handle Krimzi, and I play ADC for in league. So, yeah.
A commodity. And what team are you a fan of, John?
TSM.
All right. So, as per standard, let's begin with Lek. Because LPL and LCK, they're still on Lunar New Year break. They actually start up back tonight, or I guess tomorrow morning, if you want to consider it that. But yeah, there's nothing going on with that recently. So let's begin with some LEC stuff. What can I say? G2 versus Fnatic was lit.
Fnatic got so destroyed. That wasn't even a contest.
Yeah. We were eating ice cream while reacting to that one. You can find that video on my channel actually. But yeah, that was brutal. That was the shortest game in LEC history, right?
Was it?
Yeah, it was only by a few seconds. I think
Jeez, that game was so quick.
I think what was the game time on that? Because I believe it was only like 10 plus seconds faster than the previous.
24 something. Let me
yeah,
it up.
I think the previous one was like 40 something. I'm not entirely sure on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of fell halfway. I was watching that game and I fell asleep halfway through because it's like, oh, GT's basically stopping already. So
yeah, not really missing out on much.
Yeah, I mean, Fnatic. I don't know what their problem is right now because honestly, going from basically a world's finalist to basically very low in the standings is just quite surprising, to be honest.
Oh, no. G2 Fnatic was 20 minutes, 35 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Will, could you shift yourself to the left? All right.
Like that?
yeah, to the left side of the camera because the logo's on the on your right now.
Okay,
yeah.
Now I'm off to the left of my desk.
Okay, shift yourself more.
I'm not gonna just move the. Wait, the wrong way?
Come on, Mark Z, let's go. There you go.
Is that better?
All right. Yeah, that's good. So, yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I still kind of feel bad for Rogue. They're pretty boom right now.
0 and 8.
What is being subbed out next week?
Yeah, actually, they're subbing out both bot laners, right? Both Hikyu and
yeah. Good. Hikyu's garbage.
Who are they subbing them for?
I don't think Wadid's the reason that. They're just swapping bots just to keep synergy.
Yeah.
It's Vander and someone else. I forgot who it was. No,
it started last year for.
Rogue is swapping out. They're not swapping out Hiki. They're swapping out their top laner, I believe.
Wait, Prophet? What? Really?
Yeah, they're swapping out Prophet.
They should swap out Hiki.
They want to keep Hiki in there?
Yeah, because they're waiting for their Academy ADC to turn 17 or 18.
You mean they're waiting for Forgiven to get back?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you really think Forgiven would want to be on that team? No, I don't think so.
Wait, what other team gets Forgiven though? Because the other ADCs
OG already has Patrick. Fnatic has Reckless.
Is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick.
Hobbit. Like maybe he goes to SK and plays a Period and like replaces Pound Shot. The self-made is pretty good as a jungler.
Yeah.
And we're a little bit solid. So like I think the highest are probably like Rogue or SK.
Yeah, because most of the top tier teams already have like ADC.
They're not replacing Reckless. They're not replacing
Reckless is the brand player for Fnatic, so they can.
Yeah, no, it's like Bjergsen.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, I don't know.
At least he's just a. I don't know if I was gonna say like it's like a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Drawn out version of what NA is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have G2, which is like the liquid, and then you have like Schalke Vitality, and then maybe Splice being like.
Except I think GT is probably way better than TL.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying like the. Actually, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens at Rift Rivals, but not Rift Rivals, MSI. But yeah, I feel like Schalke is like the Cloud9, and then like Vitality Splice are like.
Wait, I feel like Schalke's like the FlyQuest because everyone is like, oh shit, they're boom, they're gonna be like 10th place. Their roster is like.
Well, yeah, I guess, but I'm saying like in like the.
Like Vitality would be kind of
like
the.
Like good
9,
like standing right now because Cloud9's 4-2. I'm saying this in the fact that like you have like your team that's like obviously above everyone, and then you have like the other. Like if you looked at Double's interview, he said there's like 3 good teams and then like a bunch of monkeys.
Yeah.
Which I never thought I'd see a world where Echo Fox would be in 3rd place currently, but you know, TSM's in last place, so it all works out.
All right. Well, anyways,
Yeah, so is Clutch Gaming.
Yeah, even better. And Optic. Oh baby, it's a good week for me.
anyways,
Optic and TSM.
hold on. We'll get to EU or NALCS.
This is too exciting.
Let's finish EU first. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I don't care too much about the other teams. It looks like OG's finding their stride though. They're picking up wins now.
Yeah.
Misfits,
Did they go 2-0 this week or no?
I think so.
They did.
Misfits is well, okay. So SK and Excel are showing the weaknesses that people thought. Like they had a few strong performances during the first few weeks, but now they're showing pretty much what was predicted. So it makes sense that they're dropping off. And then Misfits is showing the kind of issue that they kind of had last year, where you have to play through Hansama. Fevin, not like a bad player or anything, and so is not a bad player, but like their team just works the best when they play through Hansama. So they're kind of showing the same weaknesses last year. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say about EU.
I just like how Origin's gonna build up all this momentum and then just get slapped by G2 right back down to earth.
Oh, actually, I will say I don't know much about Splice still, because I know it's just Humanoid and Kabe, right?
It's literally just playing through Kabe every game basically.
But
yeah, I mean, Kabe's really good though.
Okay. Well,
Trying to play through.
No, he's a really good player. I just like how Origin finally stopped getting cute in the drafts and they just went with a very like good comp.
Play to our strengths and not.
Yeah, they finally played like a smart comp.
All right, well, LEC is a minor region, so we don't need to focus on LEC anymore. Let's move on to the only major region in the West, NALCS, or just LCS now, because that's right, we dropped EU. So this was a bad weekend for me.
It was a great weekend.
So
Great weekend, top tier.
I root for 3 teams, right? 100 Thieves, Clutch, and Optic. And even though 100 Thieves went 2-0, I don't really fucking care. Optic went 0-2. Clutch went 0-2.
Echo Fox, Jack.
No,
Where's your jersey?
No.
They're 3rd place right now, Jack.
I don't give a shit about any of the Echo Fox players. I don't care about Rush. I don't care about Phoenix. I don't give a shit about any of them. Yeah, so it's a tragic week for Clutch and Optic, but I don't know.
Tragic
for
TSM
even
though 100 Thieves wins, I'm not convinced on like how they won.
Yeah, I'm not convinced either. That's why.
Like they're literally just like someday and bang, please carry us.
Mm-hmm.
Because like in that game against CG, like yes, Huni fed his ass off top lane against like he played the Zillion top lane with Spell Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, like 100 Thieves just didn't punish harder, or like they punished the overall direction from Clutch, but weren't proactive enough to like making their own plays.
Yeah, and
like that's how you have to play against sometimes against Clutch, because
I don't know,
that dive top lane was something else.
The other thing is like with Huhi,
telling me you don't want to Jace dive at level.
Yeah, that
5?
was some Svenskeren level like.
They didn't even have ult on Huni yet.
Yeah. No, they had ult on Huni. He ulted the Jace. And,
and then Jace just revived.
The thing is, like, it wasn't gonna work. It looked awful. But I'm still not completely convinced on Huhi right now. I know he had some good flanks, like the flank that ended the game. But it's like, I see every other mid laner in the league. I think it's capable.
That was a really good play by him.
Like,
but
it's a good play, but yeah,
I
think every other mid laner in the league can accomplish the same thing. So. I still don't feel too many like strong points with Huhi, and that's why 100 Thieves right now is still unconvincing for me. But it looks like they have a better plan right now. It'll still take some time, and that's kind of the same way like when I view Golden Guardians. I know they went 2-0 this week, but
they were really scrappy. They weren't like the TSM game. They could have went 50-50 either way.
Right. Like the Golden Guardians games felt very back and forth in the sense that like not like they made this play that would go back and forth, but rather like both teams would throw back and forth.
They're just fucking sloppy. It was like a clown fiesta.
So I'm not too convinced, and it's good to
COG
see that.
Still not convincing me.
More.
The problem was 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves won that game against Clutch, and like such like. They drew it out so long, even though they had such a lead. They had a fed Vayne. They had Urgot was basically unkillable, and the game still managed to go.
Like they had to rely on the Huhi flank.
But yeah, no, they literally just could have ended that game so much earlier. I feel like they just kept drawing it out.
Yeah.
They just kept playing to the strengths of their team comp. Their team comp like CLG's team comp is all about poking out and stuff like that. Just put somebody in a side lane.
Yeah.
Just do something that doesn't like, because I feel like it just kept sitting mid, and just trying to wait for something to happen. And it just wasn't great.
Yeah. Optic. I don't know what really, because like this is the first time the main roster has fully played, and I mean the main roster is supposed to be better than the academy roster, but
The TL game wasn't that bad though.
The start was good, and then they didn't.
Like they were playing on Arrow, but like that's just TL though right now. They're playing like 2017 TSM where they just beat you in team fights because they're objectively better.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
the Optic
Players.
game looked like, I don't know, like they wanted to be proactive early, but once mid game hit, it was like sometimes there'd be good plays, sometimes would be bad plays. Like even from
Yeah.
Arrow, like Arrow had his moments that were good, and then he had his moments which were bad. So it's like
You saw all in one game. You saw 2016 Arrow and 2017 Arrow.
Yeah, you liked when he E'd forward and then just got punished.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was great.
I don't know. Optic, I'm not super like convinced on anything yet.
Everyone sucks in A but TL basically is the way I'm looking at this.
So
Sounds good.
Yeah, basically.
FlyQuest went 0-2 this weekend, right? Who did they lose to?
Yeah, they lost to
Oh.
TL and they lost to Echo Fox. They lost to Rush and the boys.
Yeah, that was a big sad. I thought FlyQuest had an easy 2-0 this week.
You wait! You can't say they had an easy 2-0. You
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
fucking
not
bet on
TL.
FlyQuest.
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry, not
you
TL.
rooted for TL, dude.
I
What?
forgot they played
You didn't
against
even root
TL.
for FlyQuest.
Fine, sorry that easy 1-1. There you
Yeah.
go.
I mean, I was rooting for TL because I didn't want to have to
forgot
buy
they played
Michael
you.
Tenders from the bet that we made of
I was
TL
rooting on
FlyQuest.
FlyQuest. I owe you $2 for a Diet Coke. Oh my god.
No, I'm just saying I'm happy about the part that I don't owe you now. That's the relief. It's Michael, this isn't a bet where it's like, oh, it's like 0 and then there's I lose. It's either or I lose a good amount. So I'm at the right now, and I'm happy. The is good enough for me because it's not like a major loss for me. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. FlyQuest, it's not. They actually had some good moments against TL. I still think FlyQuest like looked pretty decent, but the main one was like they lost against GGS, right?
You lost TSM?
Or no, it wasn't TSM. It was Gold.
Optic.
FlyQuest. No, FlyQuest didn't lose to Optic this week.
No,
They lost
Optic.
to Echo Fox.
Optic beat GGS.
Oh,
I mean,
they,
GGS
Optic lost.
Optic.
Okay, Optic lost to Echo Fox. That was the team.
Yeah, GGS for my boys this weekend, dude. They beat TSM and Optic. They're helping me out.
Anyways,
And Clutch went 0-2. Oh, dude. 0-6 for the teams that I didn't want to win.
okay. Well, anyways, well, dude,
You getting ready to play some Siege, Jay?
FlyQuest also went 0-2, dog.
It doesn't matter. I
Where
don't have
do
a
they
bet on
play?
FlyQuest. All I know is you're gonna be playing Siege soon.
Oh yeah.
You better start looking up some tutorials.
Yo, what if I play like hot trash and we lose 5
Dude,
games
just
in a
like-
row?
Hey man, it doesn't matter.
Well,
I know you're not gonna purposely feed because that's
Yeah,
not how.
I'll run around like a monkey, bitch.
Yeah, play Ash, dude.
Yeah, but Ash players, it's hard not to get a kill on Ash.
I'll run around and troll your ass. But anyways, yeah, no, I mean, so FlyQuest, it is surprising that they lost to Echo Fox. The rush,
Oh.
like, yeah.
I'm kind of wondering, like, were FlyQuest basically presenting the same problems in the Echo Fox game where they didn't know were they ahead first of all in the early game, mid game?
I don't know. I have to double check the VOD. I don't remember that game that well.
I remember-
I kind of watched it in passing.
Because I remember like the casters and the desk talking about how FlyQuest like they always made their wins from comebacks, and I was wondering if they had a lead but didn't know what to do with it in the Echo Fox games. Because I can totally see them beating Echo Fox, but like I'm wondering if they still have the same problems from week 2 where they had a lead and didn't know what to do with it.
The problem was they played a comp that was very similar to the game where Turtle was on Draven, that they didn't win early enough, so then they just
Okay.
got outscaled and beat. Because if you let Ezreal scale up to
Yeah, basically.
It feels so over.
Apollo ended up getting 4 or 5 items, and he was just destroying. Like Turtle did nothing. It was at least Santorin basically like doing everything he could.
I guess.
And
Yeah,
Viper picked Kennen, and then they just picked
Oh,
solo.
so
But-
they didn't have any tanks in that comp whatsoever.
They had Ornn support.
They had Ornn support,
But like you know.
and then but the other team, Equifax only had Gragas. I mean not Gragas, Braum.
Oh, okay.
But they had Gragas too. But like solo didn't even look good on Jace. Like the whole game was just Ezreal. They were just frontlining for Ezreal.
Yeah.
Isn't Ezreal getting nerfed pretty soon, or is he
needs
playing
to.
for changes?
He's insane.
No, he has no nerfs on
7.5.
PP yet. No, nothing.
He's-
7.5, they're thinking about it.
I was
but-
watching Double stream, and I was watching Core JJ play Ezreal, and Double was playing
Blitzcrank.
and he was just Core JJ just kept talking about how busted Ezreal was, so that he can pop off and get a quadra on him.
It's still so good right now.
Do you think he's overtuned right now, or do you think he's in a good spot?
I think there's no other ADCs to challenge him late game, is my thing.
I hate Ezreal.
Yeah, I can
since
agree
day
with
one.
that. I can agree with that.
I feel 9.3, give it a couple of weeks to see how meta shifts. Especially since you said, like, the ADCs that can lane bully him, like the Caitlyn will start coming out. We'll start seeing Jinx who can outrange him.
Yeah, we're basically seeing the return of like you said, the bully ADCs, the crit based ones, and the hard shoving ones, the siege comps. Those will probably come back, especially with I think like the Galio and the Camille.
Yeah, especially if Tristana comes back. I think Tristana shits on Ezreal easy.
I feel like that's when
Oh,
Double
yeah.
is gonna pop off even harder than they already are.
Well, yeah, but we also have like I guess that's a true statement. We also are seeing like also nerfs with Lucian too, so he also loses his one pocket pick too, but that obviously won't affect him as
I can't wait I want to see his new pocket pick.
which
He's been teasing it
Sivir.
since
It's
Dude, Vladimir,
500 CS win condition, dude.
he's been teasing since he wants someone to play Ezreal against him so he can pull out the pick. But
Dude, it was
I'm just gonna
Sivir.
laugh when he pulls out Blitzcrank and he lets I think
Blitzcrank
it's
ADC,
like
dude.
Blitzcrank like Karma or something, and like it's gonna be some like terrible like bot lane with double support. They're just gonna feed Jensen. It's gonna be hilarious,
Nah, dude.
but I doubt that's gonna happen.
Oh, yeah. What if his pocket pick is Vladimir?
Oh, God.
That's Vladimir again.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
how they lose the
dude.
18-0 season.
Yeah,
Dude,
Impact said don't go Vladimir. Otherwise,
Look at Vlad.
Right, so I was thinking his pocket pick might be Vladimir.
No, I hated Ezreal. I've hated Ezreal since the rework. I
Yeah.
hated the W that they added, and his alt. I think he was such a passive laner, and now he just does insane damage.
I like Ezreal. He's fun to play.
I think
He's fun to play for like people who like to play mid. Like he's like a mid laner's ADC.
Exactly. I play Lucian and Ezreal because they're the best.
I
They're the
know.
most
He's
fun
so
AD.
annoying to deal with because he's so passive, but he still does tons of damage.
I think the W changes were fine if it was only on champions, but I think it's just a bit too much to have the W effect on turrets and structures because it's just like it just doesn't make sense. Like you're already getting a lot of damage already autoing.
I think
from
the other
two.
thing to consider with Ezreal is the fact that like your double tier is actually like getting completed in most games. You're getting the spike with that, and like the way the old W used to work didn't really like give you that same advantage with having double tier. Yes, Ezreal's would do it, but you didn't get the same spikes. Nowadays, it's actually much better, and games are lasting long enough that Ezreal gets that. Ezreal's not being put far behind enough that like that doesn't happen, right? And then no other ADCs are challenging him, so it's like two things I feel like, at least in NA.
Again,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
or-
it's important to see like the 9.3 patches actually be played in pro.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
so many people, even in 9.3 though, streamers and all these people that are playing in Challenger still are hating Ezreal because they say he's so busted.
yeah, which is
I
why
know
I'm
he's
saying.
bad because when everyone's watching the games live, like the audience is always like, whenever Ezreal hits a W, then he hits a Q, it's like, oh, that person has the base now. It's like literally two abilities do 900 damage.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
why
but-
I'm saying the W change is great for when it's on hit champions, but not on structures, because if you can hit that W with the Q, then you're rewarded for doing that damage.
Yeah, but you can WE too, and it's
WE, yeah.
Yeah, but then you're eating forward to
But
go
you
hit
can't
them.
do that
Eating
for
forward to
poke.
hit them.
That you can't.
Well,
do that
yeah,
for
I guess
poke,
not for
though.
poke, but just I just feel like I know why Ezreal got
Like
buffed
if you're
and all,
gonna
because he's
use your only
Ezreal's-
escape to like go in and do
Yeah.
damage, you have to land
as
the
a
skill
white
shot
boy
first.
marketing major, Jack. Ezreal's the perfect like baby face for League. Like everyone like loves that champion. He has so many skins. They need him to be good.
Wait, Lux is the like main champion.
Lux and Teemo. Let's Teemo
Yeah,
Ari.
no, I'm talking about like
Yeah, Lux and Ari. Lux and Ari.
huge.
Well, we know what sells. It's
Well, yeah,
Lux and
no,
Ari.
yeah,
sells,
yeah.
dog.
Lux, Ari, and Ezreal are like always have
When
like
they
top
release
tiers.
Pool Party Lux
Why-
and Ari, you know Riot's gonna make a shit ton of money.
Why do you think? What do you call it? They have Starguard. Why do you think Ezreal is involved with the Starguarding?
'Cause he's a trap. Anyways.
Well, yeah, because like But I just
But
feel
here's
like
the thing, though. Like,
he's never been like bad though. Like he's just always involved. So, but now they give him the W, which makes his ult do insane. Like his ult does insane damage too.
but again, I feel like that's you being rewarded for hitting your skill shots more than anything else.
Yeah, but he's already just. But now he's just decently like he's okay early now. Like there's not much like punish, especially with Tom Kench. It's just waiting for Ezreal to scale up. Like it doesn't like.
I mean, I think it's a product.
Teams that have Ezreal basically insta win right now.
I think it's a product of both meta and teams not actually playing well enough to punish him. So
yeah.
So I am curious to see what happens after 9.3, at least in competitive. Like I can understand it still being problematic potentially in solo queue, but like in competitive it might be a different story. And
We'll see the 9.3 answers in competitive.
I'll see once the game start. And okay, so yeah, so Clutch went 0-2. They look pretty boom.
I don't know what to say about Clutch.
Hootie looks fucking boom. Demonte still looks fine. Piglet actually also, oddly enough, looks fine. Honestly, mostly to me, it looks like Lyra and Hoonie are super boom right now. And
okay, the Jungle Jace game wasn't horrible.
It wasn't, but the top dive was fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
And like, I feel like
you can't even blame it on communication issue. They both speak Korean.
Yeah, I feel like Clutch is actually just Demonte and Piglet right now.
Yeah.
I actually don't think Piglet's playing bad. He actually tried to keep them in the game as long as they could, and he's not inting bot lane. For example, like that game against TL from week 2, it's like, okay, they're pushing up, but it's like, I'm pretty sure Lyra is the one who should be playing to bot side since they drafted a bot lane win condition. So he should be splitting the map for bot side rather than going top. But then they get cheese yanked at level 2, so it's like, okay, Lyra.
Demonte looks pretty good though.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
So I think like Clutch's bot side is fine. It's just top and jungle are falling behind so fucking hard that like they just have to like stay in the game for Piglet, and they can't do that against teams that are actually like good at snowballing. Like they stalled against 100 Thieves until they got a flank because 100 Thieves had a comp, but then C9 actually drafted a comp that could dive them super well. Like 4 of their champions dive, right? They had Scion, Nocturne, Shen, Galio. Like they weren't gonna stall out C9 pretty much. They had that one good fight when they were able to flash back, but after that it was fucked. So any team that just booms like top and jungle from Clutch is just gonna roll them over.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
That has to improve pretty much. That's what I see in Clutch right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
like Hooney's just inting into Someday and Licorice, who are like 2 of the best top laners in the league. So not gonna go well.
I haven't really been following CG, but I'm guessing Hooney's been playing a lot of carry picks still, I'm guessing.
Played
or has he been playing
He played
No Farm
Urgot,
Zillion.
also though, but he got outmatched.
He played No Farm Zillion top.
No Farm
Well, yeah, I saw that
was
one.
more problematic due to the way their team comp functioned. He played the pick itself not poorly, but due to the way their team comp functioned.
In lane, he played
I
fine
can
except for the dive.
But
I can agree with that.
So the first game, like in lane against Someday, he played fine. But I also think that might be a product of Someday not being very used to like playing against that pick. Whereas the second game against Licorice, he got bodied on Urgot versus Scion. He had to flash away from Someday. Or,
he got
from
solo
Licorice.
killed.
Yeah, Licorice, like he had to flash away from Licorice at like 3 minutes or something, because Licorice was bodying him. So I think that shows like a huge discrepancy in skill, or like, I don't know, just his read on matchups right now. So Hoonie, you got to fly back to the SKT house and train up again.
Hoonie, please go back.
Wait, actually, no, don't come back. We have Khan now. Stop.
Are you sure, dude? You got Hoonie
Khan's
back all
also
over
bad.
again.
Fuck. Oh, there's no good top laners.
I'm not, dude. At least I'm not tall still.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, I looked it up. No team has lost with Ezreal except for the one game against TL. That's just because TL.
I see.
I'm pretty sure TSM lost with Ezreal.
But I also want to know what the Ezreal like win rate is globally, because I want to see if it's an NA thing where we don't like actually punish Ezreal, or if it's like globally Ezreal actually people have figured things out against him. If it's a global thing, then yeah, Ezreal's probably actually really problematic. But if just an NA thing, that also might be a byproduct of NA meta or NA playstyle.
Excel lost with Ezreal last week.
I'm talking NA. Don't count Excel into like a good team.
Well, you're saying it's emblematic if the entire Pertz won with Ezreal, but that's G2. I think G2's is better than everyone else, so that can just be a team thing. Upset. So
yeah, never mind. FlyQuest lost the one game against FlyQuest won against TSM when he does.
Yeah. Yep, that was the Zoe game.
Like I can
So
imagine
2
Ezreal
games.
might be more problematic in NA, just the nature of how our teams have
The
been
Clown
playing.
Fiesta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like when you have an AD carry that can position in the outskirts of a fight and be useful while scaling up, and NA doesn't really like position to punish that, it's it can like become an issue. Okay, so let's move to Fox. Michael, you had a lot of faith in Fox going into the
Yeah, I
season,
did.
and
They're not they're not bad, but I don't think they're great either. I think they're just like above average to good.
okay,
Rush for some reason can't go 0-2 in a week.
right.
They're 3-3 right now, I believe, right?
Yep, yeah. Rush has not gone 0-2 ever since the
Yeah.
tip days.
I don't know. Echo Fox weirds me out because like sometimes like I see like these really cool moments where, like they understand their win comp. Like they knew Solo just had to absorb pressure, and yes, he died a shit ton, but at least they let the Ezreal scale up.
Do you feel like it's just
But then
Fox bot lane playing consistently enough that when Rush
yeah,
pops off and like does a good like rotation, they get more gold, but when like they get caught, like they'll lose the game like
yeah.
that?
I told you at the beginning of like their first podcast that Fox is completely dependent on like if Apollo and Hot Girl can just keep this ship steady, if that makes sense. Because
I
if they
think
can't do that, then like
Apollo like has looked really good this season.
I think Phoenix has looked good, to be honest. Like he
Yeah,
hasn't been
Phoenix does
injured.
look good. Apollo's look good. Can they just? I just want to see them play Lorlo in a game. Just to see, because Solo does not look great, man. He just looks really bad. Like he's a charismatic person and an okay tank player, but every single time he goes off Scion or something, he's just tragic.
Okay, well, so
I don't think Lorlo's that much better though.
we talked about. I mean, we briefly glanced over Flacco, but we talked about 100 Thieves, Clutch Gaming, Fox, Optic, and Golden Guardians. Do you want to say anything else about FlyQuest before we move on? Because we kind of went over like they
Nah,
looked at the
it's just a
shaker- yeah.
big sad bad week.
Okay. TSM, CLG, C9, and TL. Who are we going for?
I think it's hard to talk about TL. We can
Do you want to
skip
get
over
TL
them.
out of the way?
Yeah, sure. TL. They have some sick ass new windbreakers. They look like fucking.
Yeah, that's
Kaiba.
the only thing I wanted to bring up.
They had some fucking. Dude, they fucking came in with these sick ass windbreakers, popped collars, and it was like, dude, paid by Steve, paid by fucking Kaiba Corp. Holy shit.
Dude, they look insane. They look like
They're
actually
definitely
Chads.
capitalizing on their success right now,
Yeah.
so
Dude,
I don't blame them.
Those fucking windbreakers are fire. I'm jealous. Like when
Dude.
I was looking for SKT jackets to buy, I love the SKT like this thing, but I wanted a windbreaker because I always wore a windbreaker in high school, like the anime fucking Weeb I am. So, like,
I want
a
to see
windbreaker.
the MSI jerseys.
Yeah.
I'm interested. Like TL's not even like interest like. 'cause you just-
Well, if TL goes 18-0, will you buy their windbreaker?
if they go 18-0,
Yeah.
how much is their windbreaker?
Probably like 50
Like
bucks.
80 bucks.
80. Yeah, it's probably
Well,
like
it's in
80.
beta
It's
right
probably-
now, so we don't know.
Team. Yeah, look it up while we're doing.
The LCS store. Oh,
Well,
there's
it's
actually
in
also a
beta.
Smart
I
store.
don't think it's like out yet, so it probably will.
There's a jersey hoodie for $70.
Yeah, it'll probably be like 80 bucks. Support your boys for MSI, Will. You gotta support them. How can they win? They'll mental boom without your support.
Mental.
Yeah, it has to be you and
It
no
has
one
to
else.
be
Dude, if they don't get out of groups, that'd be some tragedy.
I think. Well, we can talk about that later. Okay.
Yeah, that's another
Okay,
topic.
C9, CLG, or TSM?
C9.
C9.
C9. Okay. Licorice played Silas and did well. They went 2-0 this week.
I think the C9 actually showed Silas's like place in the meta. You pick Silas as a counter pick to teams that rely on ults.
with
Yeah.
good ults, like the Scion, Zillion, like they picked one into
Yeah.
good ults.
Yeah,
He sold three ults in one team fight. I didn't know he can actually do that. That's like fucking insane.
My only thing this week with C9 is they played against CG and TSM, and my thoughts are that CG kind of outplays themselves in the early game, and TSM outplays themselves in the mid game. So I'm not completely convinced with C9 right now, but it is good to see that like they're still trying stuff. Sven is still questionable as a jungler to me. Like I don't think he's like top 3, so like I don't know.
I don't.
think C9
You
still
say
has
he's top 5.
C9 just had a really good team fight comp.
I think
and they had Ezreal.
Sven
They
is
still-
5,
they
right?
just-
Because one, like I still rank Dardoch pretty highly, but
It's,
so like
it's Smithy,
X
number one
Smithy,
for me.
uh,
Dardoch, I don't think he can rank. I think
Okay,
it's
so
a
all right, so X Smithy, we'll say Dardoch / Meteos, one of the two. We'll say one of the
Okay.
two. Like I still think they played well. Santorin, there's one more.
Raj.
Oh well, no, but
Maybe.
Rush has been very inconsistent. Not Rush.
Well, then Sven would be 4th.
Then you put
I think
Sven
Anda
for-
contests Sven right now, though.
I don't know about that. Anda looks.
I don't know, dude. I think Sven has his in.
He-
Oh no. The
I think
FlyQuest. Who's the
Ando-
FlyQuest
Ando-
member? Wait.
That's
FlyQuest-
Santorin.
Oh yeah,
Santorin is the
Who's
It's
CLG?
not
Not
Wiggly.
Wiggly. Not Wiggly.
It's not gonna be contracts.
Yeah,
it's
not
not gonna be Acadian.
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm between like.
And it's
okay,
definitely
so,
not Lyra.
So it's like 4-ish then. But I still
Yeah.
I think like Anda's been on the upswing, whereas Sven has been.
Yeah, Anda's look
yeah.
good, but
So, I
like
don't
to
know.
be fair, Sven looks fine in the games. that he
I just
played.
think C9 has their weaknesses, and this week isn't like convincing. It's just it doesn't show anything like that's negative. Like I don't think
Sven-
they're on a
yeah.
downturn.
Sven just plays a lot of heavy engaged champs like Camille and Nocturne and stuff.
I'm so fucking
like,
PTSD
he's
from
gonna
that
die.
Worlds like dive that they did against Fnatic. I'm
I just don't
We
know
won't
how.
we even see Camille next week though, because Camille's gone. She can't stun monsters anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how. Who they play on Sunday? Clutch.
Yeah.
I don't understand how Clutch saw them play Saturday. They saw how well Niski, how well like the bot mid combo was with the Braum Ezreal and then the Galio, and then they just let that go through on Sunday, and they give him the same combo, and they just Sneaky did even better. He went 11-1-6, and he was 5-1 the day before, and Niski was 5-1. Like they just let through an insane team fight comp, and they
Didn't he
gave
like?
away-
Didn't he like
Scion.
chunk? Didn't Sneaky like chunk Lysandra for like a half her health with WQ?
Yeah, WQ she
Look at
Demonte had to base and they couldn't defend mid tower.
Yeah.
It's just tragedy. But C9's comp was insane. They had Scion, Nocturne, Galio, and then Shen, Ezreal.
Yeah. Like they
They had
made
such a
it
good team fight comp.
Yeah, I know. I think C9 they look like they're trying to be proactive and they have a plan. I think they're a team that continues to grow, so I'm not really worried.
I think
about
they're
them.
just gonna be second best team in the split.
CLG TSM. Who are we talking about?
Might as well, yeah, CLG.
Okay, sure. I think CLG is on the upswing. They beat Fox. They lost to 100 Thieves. They still don't look like they. I mean, they look better than week. They look better than week 1. That's the main thing. In week 1, I said this before. It was not that they lost. It was that they looked like absolute poop. Like individual PoE was good, but the rest of the team looked like poop. They didn't know what they were doing. Afterwards, it looked like they had an idea of what they wanted to do, and like it felt like last year when Bio was like shot calling. Even if they lost, at least they seemed like they had a good early game direction. This time it's not so concentrated on early game, but it's like I feel like they actually have an idea of like, hey, we should rotate as a team here. We should set up to contest this objective. Like it doesn't feel like they're lost. Like you know, same way Golden Guardians was week 1 as well.
Yeah, as long as they don't do the thing where they claim they have a 10-man roster and just change up randomly, I think the roster they have now is fine, and they will find success on it as long as they can continue improving on with that roster and not just changing up every time.
Who do you draft for Darshan if Scion and Urgot?
Yeah. I was like, what do you do if Darshan's not on Scion? Like, what do you do then?
Do you
So
pick
still
like
have a 0%
you
win
ban
rates.
out Ornn, Scion, Urgot, and Aatrox is gone now in 9.3. Who do you pick for
He
Scion?
fed on Ornn. He did
I know
terrible.
because Ornn's not a top tier tank, but they picked it because he needs to play a tank.
Yeah,
so
he
like,
went Ornn
if, so
into
if Ornn is
Aatrox
banned,
and got
do you think he's gonna play like Malphite?
Malphite.
Malphite, Maokai, you don't know. Just pick
There's, like,
something.
Those champions are so bad. Malphite, Maokai, Nautilus, like they can't be picked in competitive right now.
Give him Fiora. Old Zion Spartans back.
The split push meta is returned.
I don't know.
Put him
I
on
just-
York.
Actually, York wouldn't be that bad
York-
for him. No,
York,
They should put him on. They should put him on like Shen or something.
Oh,
It's not good for top lane right now.
Shen's not
Shen's
good for top lane, but I could see the pick though happening. That's actually
Yeah.
the most likely tank pick, I think.
Put him on
Shen
Nasus.
is- I think Shen and York are most likely we're about to see.
Yeah, if all those things get banned, yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. And then all right, so I guess we'll go to TSM then. We have 2 TSM boys on the show today.
It's a great week to have you guys on. TSM did great this week.
John, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Well, all right,
Honestly-
wait, John, tell us how has the TSM Discord been overreacting?
Yeah, John, you go first then.
There is no overreaction,
Oh, that's
honestly.
Because
Yeah,
the
they-
subreddit
they-
was very boom right
The
now.
subreddit is different from the Discord. The Discord is a lot more chill.
Mhm.
They do have their moments though, honestly. But
The
a lot
subreddit is my favorite.
most of the people there understand that. Yeah, they're fine with them trying to be proactive, but honestly, they haven't found their footing with the mid game yet because it's very evident that they're not on the same page. They're not on the same page in the mid game. Like as we saw, like in those 2 games, you had Bjergsen like constantly doing macro with the split pushing on Lissandra, getting the towers, but then they wouldn't do anything, right?
Mhm.
So they do have a kind of a sense, and they're also taking like a lot of scrappy fights, like with GGS, right?
Yeah.
It shows that they're doing they have proactivity in mind, but they're just not executing correctly. They just have to find like good engages without like that have like maybe as minimal losses as possible. So
Yeah.
I guess it's just that,
Okay.
to be honest.
Yeah, I agree as well. Did you see the tweet that St. Vicious put out about
Yeah,
TSM?
I saw that one too.
Yeah.
I saw that one.
And Broken Shard as well.
Hmm.
Basically, they're saying TSM is the only team in NA at the moment who's making aggressive plays. They're just not executing it properly, and that'll just come as the team grows, and I think that's completely fine.
Yeah, right now it doesn't look like calculated aggression because, like,
Yeah.
I remember, I think I also saw a subtweet to that saying that maybe it was in St. Vicious' tweet too, but it said somewhere that they're trying. Zix is maybe looking to make them like the LPL style, where they're aggressive, but it's calculated. You know,
Yeah.
they're taking good fights and stuff. So.
I will say for the LPL point, like I would say like Griffin would be more accurate for like a team that takes good fights.
I can see that, yeah.
Because I think LPL like some of the aggression is calculated, some of it is more like I'm a better player than you, I will beat you down. Whereas it feels like Griffin is fighting on better rotations.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is too, like Acadian is not the starting starter for TSM. It is Greg, and that's who they scrimmed with most.
Okay.
And like we saw Greg do well in Academy this week. Like he beat Dardock.
Yeah.
And he beat Team Liquid Academy's jungler. I forgot who it was.
Mike
so.
Young.
Yeah, it was Mike Young.
Low tempo jungler, hello?
High tempo Mike Young. So
Yeah.
again, I think TSM will show its full strength in summer. As long as they make playoffs in spring, that's what I'm happy with. In summer, then that's when I have better expectations for them.
Yeah.
So right now, like it kind of feels like the same thing with CLG because they had Zix, right? But so here's my view on TSM. There's like they're pretty much competing right now, and I think like you'll see like two aggressive teams, and that's like Clutch and TSM, and they're one step ahead of Clutch because I use this term where Clutch outplayed themselves in the early game, TSM outplayed themselves in the mid game. I honestly think like of the two teams, like even though they're both trying to be aggressive, TSM is one step ahead, and like if one of them makes playoffs, it'll probably be TSM, which makes me sad to say. But the other thing is though that there's another chunk of teams that are like kind of figuring out where it's like I view that as well. Okay, so Optic right now for me is just like I have no idea. So right now for me they're like in the 10th spot, but there's the other chunk of teams that's that I put as FlyQuest, Fox, CLG, and Golden Guardians that look like messy. But Golden Guardians and CLG are on the upswing with Fox being very like, you know,
volatile.
Yeah, volatile, and then FlyQuest a bit on the downturn. So like, I don't know. So TSM is one step ahead of Clutch, but they do have to compete against these other teams. So in the coming weeks, I am curious to see what happens.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if TSM like skates into playoffs like they did last in summer, like having to beat Team Liquid, having to win tiebreakers.
Okay.
I would not be surprised if that's the case.
So now that we are in week 3, we're pretty much like 1/3 of the way through the split. I'm curious to see what you guys think are like top 3 in each role right now for their teams. And yeah, I mean, we can start off just from the top. So top lane, I'm thinking Licorice, and I'm not too sure after that actually, because someday like
Impact.
Right, because I was gonna say like Impact is really good. Some days had his moments. Broken Blade had his like early outplays, but they had their team issues. Whatever outside of that.
So I think that's more team than anything.
Right, but like. At the same time, I don't know. I'm like kind of stuck pretty much with like Licorice, Impact, and then either Someday or Broken Blade. I
think Someday. I have to go Someday. I think Someday's way more consistent at the moment.
Someday, and then even I think Hanser should be in the conversation for like 4th. I think Hanser's one of the better performers on GTS.
I think he looked consistent like in the first few
he's
weeks in terms of like his own performance, but his rotations were very poor.
The problem is that there's no good top laner.
I would put Viper. I put Viper. I think Viper before.
I think Viper has a lot of like rookie mistakes in the sense that like
Viper's too nervous all the time.
Right, yeah. I was gonna say like he seemed to be playing on nerves. I think once Viper gets more comfortable, we'll actually be able to judge him for how his play is.
You played Dokla up there at all or no?
No. Dokla had like his one moment where I was like, oh shit, Dokla's better. And then he had this year where he TP'd in as Urgot and just died at Dragon. I was like, Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we'll go to jungle. I mean, I said what it was.
It's Smithy.
Smithy. I mean, I can't actually include Dardoch and Meteos on the list because they haven't played enough games. So
Yeah.
then I'd go to like Santorin, and then
I put Sven or Rush.
see, I don't want to put Sven.
It's Rush for me. It's Smithy, Santorin, Rush.
I can't put Rush because inconsistency either. I just
I think Sven,
think-
even though he dies, he makes really good plays for C9.
yeah, that's
He
true.
makes a lot of-
Lyra's
but
on the
he's a big part of
downswing.
their engage.
But every time I see Sven, and then I watch his, then I just think of that Team Liquid C9 game where he plays Nunu and just power feeds.
I
Coordinating snowball.
honestly put Anda because I think he's the most consistent out of the rest of the junglers. Like Lyra's on downturn. CLG hasn't
You
played
think
enough.
Anda's consistent?
I think he's
He's consistently
yeah,
average.
Like
That's
he's
what's
consistently
up to me.
average. He's not gonna throw your
Anda
game.
the first 2 weeks fed threw really
I
hard.
don't feel like it was his fault though. I feel like it was Huhi. Like
The
sucking
Nocturne
ass.
game was totally his fault, dude.
I don't know. I just see like Anda.
He missed 2 ults.
I see Anda as like just being stable and like if your team can play well, Anda will like equalize to what your team is playing. And that's why I like Anda.
Because Sven's played 2 champs this whole split.
Yeah.
I think
3.
mid lane is gonna be.
He's got Nunu.
Oof,
You would pick.
mid lane is fucking hard. All right, I was already thinking about this, and like, there are so many players who like had individually good mechanics, right? So I'm talking about
Bjergsen's fucking Lissandra was nutty in
Froggen,
that fucking game.
Bjergsen, Crown, Power of Evil. These 4 mid laners have had great individual mechanics. And then you have Jensen, who like also looks good, but the problem is Jensen is suffering from the issue that like his fucking team.
Everyone
looks,
in his team looks
yeah,
good.
everyone on his team looks good, so it's hard to rank Jensen. Demonte has looked good on a shitty team, but he still
Pobelter's
makes his
really
mistakes. Pobelter has like looked
Pobelter this week though was
like I actually
Not
can't
the
rank.
greatest.
I honestly can't rank mid laners, to be honest. Not.
I feel like mid lane is like probably the
I
most
think it's-
like, least
I think-
variance role.
Yeah.
I feel like all the mid laners this year are actually performing.
Like
except
even
for
Phoenix isn't inting. So
Yeah,
all the
who's
mid-
the-
everyone. It's literally everyone but Huhi.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think everyone but Huhi's actually performing pretty
like
well.
they perform their job on the team and they do what
I think
they need
Huhi
to.
Froggen are bottom 2, but everyone else is doing.
I'd argue. I think Huhi's just on a tier out of his own and just shit land.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you can't group Froggen with Huhi, but yeah, everyone else is playing really well.
hmm
Yeah. Okay. 80 carry double lift.
DL sneaky.
Sneaky, yeah. DL sneaky.
Apollo, I put Apollo up
Wait,
there.
what about Turtle though? You just put a
Oh, Turtle's played really well too.
Turtle's
Yeah,
been
but-
playing really well, but like,
I think I think Apollo's been super consistent though.
And do you think Sneaky's good because he's playing well, or is his team enabling him?
I mean, to be
playing-
fair, he's
playing
playing
Ezreal.
Ezreal pretty well.
he's
He's
been
playing
playing.
Ezreal.
Yeah, I
'Cause I
think
feel
it's
like- I feel like Wild Turtle gets less help but does more for the team like most of the time.
I guess it's Ezreal syndrome because he looks good on Ezreal. So
I was
did
gonna say like
Apollo.
I feel
So
like
did
Wild
Bang.
Turtle on a worse team has been doing like more for that team.
Yeah, I guess, but this season I just think that they're pretty close.
I think Sven would be, but the problem was he was
No,
very
he's
inconsistent.
he's been inting
Yeah,
like
that's
a
what I
lot.
mean.
He's
Yeah.
been having these
Right.
missed positions
Right.
a lot.
It's the worst thing too is that his mispositions are what cost the game. It's not like a misposition in lane that like okay maybe we can bounce
It's in
back from
team
this.
fights.
It's in team fights, and it's weird because it's not. I
It's
think
usually,
he just.
it's not usually who he is, right?
Yeah. I feel he
think-
just feels pressured to carry, so he has to go for the big play.
I think when with this 9.3 patch, I think his positioning will be a lot better. To be honest, even though it's gonna be like more immobile 80 carries, because
Because
this is
you'll see
when,
the Caitlyn.
because you'll see the
the long
Caitlyn,
range
you'll
ADCs.
see the Caitlyn, you'll see the Jinx, you'll see those come out, and then you'll see him, I guess, hopefully position a lot better in team fights because then he's like you said, he doesn't have to feel pressured to make plays on like Ezreal and Kai'Sa, you know.
Do you know what I feel like? I don't want to see him bust out. Is the Callista?
Oh Jesus Christ, Callista! Don't talk to me about that shit, Jesus.
So then I think for me
But-
it would go like double lift, bang turtle. I like that. Ranking
I think for me it'd be Bang. Well, not. And I think DL's one. Bang Sneaky.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's my top three.
If I were to do 4 or 5, it would go to Sneaky and then Piglet. But
I put Sven over
over,
Piglet,
over
though.
Apollo.
oh fuck, you're right, Apollo. No, I put Lyra below Apollo. I actually.
Oh,
think
and
Apollo's
over
been playing-
Turtle.
No, I put Turtle at third.
Oh, I thought you put Turtle at.
Turtle is third. I actually think Turtle has been playing pretty well. Okay. Support.
Core JJ.
Core
Or
JJ.
JJ's at the top. All the
Oh.
TLs at the top, except Licorice, you know.
Core JJ has completely changed the mindset of that whole team, which is insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Core is good.
He's
alright.
empowered everyone. on
I
the
think
team.
it's Core Zazel.
I think Core
Core
JJ
is
is
a-
MVP right now of like the league.
Afro
think
is
it's-
inconsistent. Vulcan's
I think-
inconsistent. Bio's inconsistent. Smoothie's
If I had to
inconsistent.
say, it'd be
JJ's
it'd be
inconsistent.
Core JJ and then
JJ?
Core JJ Zazel and then I think
JJ's also inconsistent right now.
no,
No.
not JJ. I think
Core JJ.
Oh, okay.
Core JJ is first,
Yeah.
Zazel's
Zazel.
second, and
Yeah.
I could see Smoothie at third or fourth, to be honest.
I agree with the first two. It's just right for me. Every other support in the league looks really like iffy.
I thought
Vulcan has
Gate
his
was
moments.
playing really well, but
And as a
Gate
whole is
is
just
they took him out. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they took him out.
Yeah, they're on a low sample size right now.
Yeah, I think Core JJ, Zazel, and then yeah, I think the rest is just a wash between like
To me,
Smoothie.
yeah, it's between Smoothie and Hawk. Oh fuck, Hakuho also
Smoothie and
ints
Hakuho.
too. Hakuho ints as well though too. Oh.
Smoothie, Bios played pretty well. I don't know if I'd put him third though,
Yeah,
but I
that's
also
what I
don't
mean,
know if
like-
I don't know if I'd put Smoothie
It's
third
really
either.
hard to judge the value that supports bring to the lane because I don't know how their comms are. Like, I don't know.
I
Well,
think
yeah,
it
it's
also
also really
depends on-
hard because you don't get to see like a lot of them die for the plays that they make.
Yeah.
Also, it's a lot on I guess it's a lot on team comp as well.
Yeah.
All right. Now I want to predict next week's matches.
Wait,
Oh,
let me
that's
pull this
interesting.
up.
I can read them to you. So
Oh, well, hold on. One thing before that. Do you guys know Golden State, right? I don't know if you guys watch actual sports.
like
Yeah,
the
Warriors.
But the Warriors are like insane how they have like last year they had 4 out of 5 All-Stars on the starting lineup.
Mhm.
You guys
Yeah.
think TL would have like 4 or 5 of the first team this year?
Easy.
Probably easy.
You think everyone but Impact, basically?
Yeah.
Or do you think
No,
I guess
I don't
Physix
think.
could
No,
maybe
I think
take-
Jensen is individually worse than other mid laners. I think on an
Yeah,
individual
but-
level, he's shown worse performances.
I just want to see as the year goes on. I feel like this could be the year that like it would just be like, oh, welcome to All Stars. Here's Team Liquid.
No, I
It's
think
like-
TL has
it's
3
worse
top
than
players, but I
roster.
think you can upgrade mid and top for more versatility.
Who you take Beardson and Licorice?
I'm convinced. I'm not super convinced with Bjergsen right now. I'm not sure, but you could try other mid laners like Bjerg.
I just want to see the season goes on, but I just think it's an interesting.
Bjerg
point.
is the biggest candidate, but he could potentially have worse team play, so you don't act like you
Well,
can't.
Bjerg's
Yeah.
is the biggest like
Right, like
name in mid lane, and like I feel like he gets every year off of name
Right.
value.
but so like that's the biggest candidate I feel like you could have. Top lane you can flex
Licorice.
for like pretty much
Licorice
Licorice
someday,
someday and see like how they work out, but other than that,
because
like,
Impact doesn't play carries, so he's not gonna be like recognized as like
yeah.
an all star.
Like Impact isn't like bad even like you know what I mean is like it's just the flexibility of draft is what matters.
Yeah, Impact's just
Yeah.
the beast. He can handle those like someday and Licorice. He just holds the pressure.
Okay.
But- You know how it is. The team players don't get recognized. It's all the
Okay,
flashy.
I will say though, like, so say there is like salary caps, right? And you want to balance, like, try to get rid of all-star teams. I feel like NA that would make NA much less competitive internationally. And like
Yeah.
even if you were to introduce international salary caps, that wouldn't change it because, like, for example, Korean players in Korea don't play for money. They take salary
play-
cuts to play for like Griffin's full of rookies. Do you think they're getting paid a shit ton? Like SKT players took salary cuts to make a better team. The Korean teams don't give a shit about the money they make. They give a shit about winning. So like introducing salary caps wouldn't fix the global league. You
Well,
could
salary
potentially-
caps won't even do it because I feel like to have a salary cap that would fix that, it would have to be a very tight budget because
Mhm.
you see it in the like pro sports because you can have caps like that, but like in basketball you can have a super team because it's a 5-man roster, so you only have to pay for those like 5-man starters and the rest you can kind of
Yeah.
just fill in, and it's like just you take guys that are like, oh, I want to be on this team because they're really good and I can
Yeah.
just get a ring based off this. But in league, I don't think the player base is. I don't think there's enough talent to make such a small budget because then you would have to have like the budget would have to be small enough that you would have to like have like a star player on every team. And
no,
then,
but like the thing is, like even so, other star players would take salary cuts. Like Mata could have
Well,
went to China
yeah,
again,
yeah.
but he's playing on SKT for like no fucking money. Khan could have gone to China. He's playing on SKT for no fucking money.
yeah,
Like every
Because-
SKT player is making like shit
Everyone
for
but
money.
Faker, basically.
Yeah. I think Faker and then
China's
probably
budgets
Klid.
are a lot bigger than.
I think Klid is the only one who's probably making like more money since they had to convince him to come over. Other than that, though, they're making shit for stuff. And like Griffin is a team of rookies. It's not like
But NA specifically, I don't think there's enough players to even like
all right.
class like to make another super team in NA. You would have to bring over like I don't know, You'd have to have like another superstar jungler on C9 or
No,
something.
I think you can make a super team in NA. You have Bang, give him a better support. Bang, Zazel, Bjergsen, NA
You take
jungler, and then
Zazel
Someday.
over Afro.
Yeah,
Take
I
Yes.
think I don't know enough about Afro right now.
I think I just want to see. I would want to see another split out of Zazel.
I would want to see a team that's
before I
like
consider him on a super team.
I would want to see either Someday Licorice with like either import jungler or so if you have Someday in the top lane, then you take domestic jungler like Dardoch Meteos. If you have Licorice, then you take import jungler. Your mid laner can be Bjergsen or Demonte if Bjergsen's not available. Your bot lane would be Bang Zazel. I would like to see that team.
I think that team is actually really good.
It'd be a really good team, but I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I just mean like
Otherwise,
if
NA
you were to
would be
make another super
a two-team region.
Okay,
Yeah, make everyone else get better.
now let's go to predictions. So, week 4 Saturday, TSM versus Optic. I'm thinking.
Yes.
I don't
TSM
know. I don't know.
Okay, so I understand your sentiment, but I also think Optic looks like.
You cut out for me, so.
I think Optic looks like poop. Not
This is the
because
1 week I'll cheer for TSM.
I think TSM beats
I think
Optic.
TSM, but I'm cheering for Optic for the jury.
I think TSM 60-40.
I hate this question. I don't want to answer it. I'll go
Golden
with
Guardians TL. Ooh, Dark Horses.
Duh.
Golden Guardians is a winning record versus TL, but I think TL.
Ole's revenge.
No,
He
Ole
comes
sucks.
back,
TL's gonna.
and he plays Morgana, and he
guys,
runs
did
it
you
down
hear
for
the Ole
vision.
interview with Travis? He said he wants to send other teams mental into a different region.
Yeah.
And then people were like,
He
"Holy
kinda
shit,
loses.
Ole's sending people to the Shadow Realm when he wins. He's trying to send
Okay,
other people to the Shadow
But the thing
Realm."
is, as much as I like Golden Guardians, I just looked at Deathly, then I looked at Double Lift. I'm just like,
Bot lane. Look at all those ganks from TL, you know?
yeah, seriously.
I'm pretty sure TL takes this one, unless GGS can pull off
Unless
something super
Ole
surprising.
summons Exodia because he's been sending fucking people to the Shadow
If
Realm. Dude.
GTS doesn't get, if they don't get Ezreal for Deathly, I don't know how they win this.
And then I see GGS, definitely like Kaisa ult into Bang's Ezreal. I'm just like,
Yeah, well,
You guys think
Yeah.
they'll take away the Karthus from Froggen this week?
probably. I can see
I have
it.
Maybe.
no idea. Maybe, yeah.
could be.
Because they're 2-0 with the Ezreal Karthus combo.
Karthus, yeah.
And this is Froggen versus Jensen, so this is actually a very important matchup for Froggen to show his capability as a mid laner.
Yeah.
C9 Fox. So if this
C9.
was earlier, I would have just straight up said C9, but Fox is a very like their bot lane is consistent, but their mid top can be more volatile. So I don't know they do have a chance. Like this isn't dead in the water right now.
I legitimately think Fox and team that either shit on you or get shit on.
Yeah, like I think it's C9, but I think this is one of them where like Fox can be volatile and like actually take it.
I think it's C9 though. I'm gonna go C9.
100 Thieves FlyQuest.
FlyQuest.
I think FlyQuest takes this one.
I think 100 Thieves has good momentum. I expected them to go to. I think last week I said that. I think that if they win on Saturday, that they would win on Sunday too, and that's what happened. But my boys FlyQuest gonna pull it out, even though 100 Thieves isn't good. I still think you should take away the Ezreal from Bang. If Ezreal goes through, then Bang's gonna carry.
I don't think FlyQuest punishes 100 Thieves hard enough early, unless FlyQuest 100 Thieves makes them absolute.
As long as FlyQuest doesn't take a hard early team comp, that's what they keep.
I think 100 Thieves can.
Their coach wants them to play like that based off their series that they've been putting out, but they do not look like they know how to play that early.
No, I actually
aggressive
think
style.
100 Thieves takes this just because I don't think FlyQuest will actually put enough pressure early to.
I think this probably is the closest one for me to decide.
CG versus CLG.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think CLG is gonna take this one.
I think
Well,
CLG
CLG's
do.
been on the uptrend, so it makes sense.
I think CLG. I think Darshan might not play one of the games. As well.
I
really?
I don't think
I'm
it
rooting
matters.
for Clutch. I want Clutch to win. I fucking hate CLG.
No, I don't think it matters.
care
But I'm just expecting him to. I'm expecting them to put in Fallen Bandit.
Like,
Okay.
Demonte, even if he plays well, he's not going to overcome PoE. CG bot lane can match, but it's just I don't know, man. Lyra and Huni have been looking like poop. Even if Darshan is poop, I think that. Yeah, this one's close actually. There's a lot of parity here actually. It's kind of close.
Have you guys been impressed with Wiggly at all, even in their wins?
No,
I haven't
impressed
watched
with
most of
Power
their
of
games,
Evil in their
so.
bot lane. That's all.
Yeah, I've been watching
Yeah.
even in their wins. Amazing.
All right. So that's Saturday. Let's go to Sunday. Fox 100 Thieves. This is actually one that Fox can win because Fox can actually early pressure this.
So I think Fox wins this because I predicted them to lose the first game.
Yeah, so they have to win the second.
They have to win the second one.
No, I'm calling it right now. Fox will lose, and this will be when Rush goes 0-2.
I think Fox wins this.
Is it betting time?
No.
No.
Too bad he did like what you think. Rush would have like if I'm Rush and I knew that I had like this big streak going of not getting 0-2'd, I'd be so nervous being on Echo Fox every week. I'd be like, please God, just please don't let Solo hit this hard this week. Like I can't carry him.
CLG Golden Guardians.
Ah.
I think CLG. I think Golden Guardians is scrappier, but I think CLG's bot lane will. Oh no,
We'll take over.
Stixey's a bit of a streaky player though, kind of.
Wait, if
He
they're on
has-
the upswing,
wait.
wouldn't it make sense then?
Yeah, I guess.
Especially if they
but,
beat
like,
Clutch.
Yeah, I
DPS
think.
loses
think so.
mental. They're gonna play Liquid on Saturday. They're gonna lose mental for Sunday.
Okay.
Ooh,
Sure. CLG
maybe.
takes it. TLTSM.
TL.
TL for sure.
But what if Bjergsen pulls out the Akali? No, I'm kidding.
No, Tully's dead.
Ah, dead champ, please.
Remember last split
I
though,
think-
when everyone thought TSM was fucked, and then like TSM went like 17 kills on Bjergsen, and he shattered.
Yeah, but that was when no one wasn't
What
sure
was
about
that win
Akali's
trading?
plays.
That was the Ole and Pobelter Team Liquid. This is the Chad TL now.
But what if Jensen takes the mental block against Bjergsen and just instant?
I think it's 85-15 TL.
Jensen's trophy case incoming.
I think it's 85-15 TL.
No, I think TL's gonna win. I'm just saying, like. it's
Yeah,
just,
I'm pretty sure TL
It's
wins.
just really funny if Jensen.
Like
fucks it.
if TSM wins, I'll be pleasantly surprised. If they lose, I'm not gonna be shocked or disappointed.
Yeah,
Like,
that's literally how everyone in the TSM Discord is gonna be. If we win, great. If TL wins, well, whatever. It's
it's
expected.
TL.
It's TL, dude. What can you do?
Alright, FlyQuest
loses
Clutch
a
Gaming. FlyQuest. FlyQuest.
FlyQuest,
System
FlyQuest.
macro game and will outrotate Clutch.
Do you think Clutch can go winless for the rest of the split or no?
Yeah, it's entirely possible.
It's a
If they outplay
possibility.
themselves in the early game until I see Huni and Lyra play better.
I hope Optic goes winless.
Because their rotations actually like put them behind sometimes, and FlyQuest is actually kind of good at rotations, at least like in the first 2 weeks. So like, yeah. All right, Optic C9. I have no way of
C9.
predicting Optic, so C9. Yeah.
Yeah, C9. I think here.
I think so.
I think Optic is way too volatile.
Well, I just can't predict Optic because of their roster. Like.
Oh,
But
true. We don't
C9
know if like will it be
Right.
Asta
I
or
don't
will
know
it be
how they're
Arrow?
developing, but C9's a better team overall, which is like just the way you can rate it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Will, are you okay? So now we talk about NA. I wanted to go back to Will. Are you? So you said you can't wait for TL to go to MSI. So if it was last
think
year,
TL
I think
gets
TL
exposed
still
to
doesn't get out of groups. But the thing is, this year, Flash Wolves is dead. I said this last episode. Flash Wolves is like
Oh,
not
yeah,
the same
didn't-
Flash
Yeah.
Wolves, which means when
Because-
Taiwan and Vietnam go to Rift Rivals, they should be shittier in NA. And since there's 4 slots, it should be NA, EU, Korea, China.
China.
So I
As
think
all things should be.
I think TL can actually make it out of groups this time.
They should.
Not of
How
their
would you
merit,
feel
but
though if
because Taiwan
Vietnam,
sucks.
like fucking Fondvu Buffalo
Fondvu
show up? Or
Welcome to
G-Red
the
show up in
jungle.
TL?
Oh, did you guys know actually that TL has a history of cucking NA? What was it? Gigabyte Marines cucked Immortals out of because they forced Immortals into the tiebreaker against Fnatic, and it fucked them over. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that Immortals team which always failed to get out of groups the 2 years they went. Fucking Toady-san, dude. Dude, I was watching that game. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Rocket
Well-
jump
Well,
into the
if they
team,
brought
dude.
back Immortals and used like Dardoch, Cody-san, a bunch of shit players,
If
who
they
root for
used
them,
my team that
Yeah, would you
I
root
put
for
on
them?
Twitter.
What was your team? What was your team?
would you renounce TL and just root for Immortals?
I would not renounce TL because Xmithy's still my favorite player in double if I really
What would it take you to renounce TL?
renounce
Xmithy
TL. Get rid of Xmithy and double lift.
What if Ed Smithy and Double decided to go to TSM? Just
No way.
If they go to TSM, then
Double Lift's never gonna go to TSM.
I think
man.
Xmithy retires before he goes to TSM.
I don't think Double goes to TSM. I think he laughs like he's just
No,
like, "Ha,
Double-
you fucking kicked
We
me."
said that with Phoenix though. We said that with Phoenix
No,
and
no,
Echo
no, 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 no.
Fox.
But like,
Phoenix
whenever
is
Double Lift
desperate.
leaves a team, that team dies. He left CLG, CLG died. He left TSM, TSM died. He likes to kick the corpse of teams that kick him.
Did you want to hear my roster that I had?
Sure.
What was it?
You
I
know
had
what's good,
Flame, Dardoch, Golden Glue, Cody-san, and then Matt. that's the
You said
roster.
Mats? You said Mats?
I don't know any other supports. You think What's another good support in NA in Academy?
I don't know, but that
I couldn't even think of another one.
Hoop.
I couldn't think of
Treats!
anyone else.
TSM Treats! The TSM Academy support.
Sure,
He's real fucking good.
Sure, I'll take him.
He's way better.
Anyone- Yeah, maybe not even Cody's son. There might be a better Asta. I'll take Asta over.
No, fuck you. Asta stays on Optic.
I'll take Asta over.
No, you
Cody's son at
fuckers
this
get
point.
like gate or some shit.
I don't know, man. Look what happened. Look what happened to.
No, you guys get big.
When
I don't know. Give you guys
when they
big.
got rid of Cody's son, they had no one else to play through.
Dude, what if you want Cody's son, but you end up getting Rikara?
Dude, Cody's son is Cody's son. He's either big int or big carry. Like he's one or the two.
Yeah, one's more likely to happen than the other.
Hey man, he was a beast in regular season.
Well, any closing thoughts?
TSM O2, Optic O2, Clutch O2. Let's get it.
Wait, for this week or in last week?
Last
We
week
meant
and
last
this week and rest of the split, man. We keep it rolling. We got good momentum.
You bastard.
Flag twice 0-2, rest of split.
Yeah, man, that's fine as long as TL wins.
Optic will make playoffs. They'll go positive and make.
Dude, I don't laugh my ass off, and they like win by tiebreaker to go positive. Will.
Tiebreaker doesn't count.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does. It totally
That's
counts.
possible.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count for a regular season record though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it
If you-
does.
If you're tied at
No.
if you're
They're played
tied at
in regular
9-9 and
season.
win, you go to 10-9. That's how they record the score. Like your score gets recorded as like 10-9.
No, that should be counting as playoffs.
No.
No, it's
Regular season ends at weeks.
That ends on the tiebreakers are played on the same day of the regular
Nah,
season.
it ends after that last game is played.
That's not how it works, Will. You know.
That's
you're
not how it works,
bullshitting.
Will.
I don't even have to worry about it. They're gonna lose anyway.
Dude, I'm gonna laugh my ass off if TSM lose to them, but Optic's the one that takes their spot and makes you buy their jersey. I will be so okay with that.
Imagine how awful it would be if it comes down to tiebreakers and it's TSM Optic and I have to cheer for TSM. Like I have to root so hard. I'm gonna be sitting there just like, oh god, I hate my life.
Yes.
I'm just sitting there cheering for my boy Nazi Sven to go off.
What the fuck?
What?
You ever seen Sven, dude?
Jesus.
He's
It's
the
up to you.
prodigal son.
It's up to Danish.
He's the
He's Danish.
He's Danish.
He's Danish, not German. Jesus.
Doesn't matter. Sven, you will be sculpted in my image. You are the perfect boy.
Oh my
My
god.
perfect Aryan.
Okay, before you take this too far, John, any last thoughts?
Not really. Just hoping the matches this week aren't too boosted, honestly, because I don't want to fall asleep during matches, because this is what keeps me awake on the weekends, to be honest.
You know what you could be doing instead? Eating food with your friends.
Yeah, yada yada yada. I'll come over.
All right.
Oh, John, I'll talk about it after
Michael,
the show.
where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at lawsofphysix. You can find me on my stream at twitch.tv/lawsofphysix. And yeah.
Okay, Will, where can the people find you?
Twitch.tv/Skieco, Twitter.com/Skieco_.
And John, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter on Krimzi, or you can find me on Twitch on Krimzi.
Okay, well, that's /FF episode 5. Yeah, that's gonna be Jack signing out.